Hi there, you watching Synth Sorry this took a while, but in today's video, I'm going to be painting up my own bright pink faction of Votann. Start with pink horror all over the armour, and don't forget the bits on their thighs or the crotch guards. Add off-white to the pink and highlight the top part of each panel of the armour. Now, cover everything with Vallejo fluorescent pink, and add off-white into this as well, and highlight a bit less than you did the first time. Just to fill this portion of the video where I'm not saying anything, can I rant for a second? Because the Votann are so cool. Like, the models are insanely epic, but there's only about 7 units in the game. Even when we got the new kill team, in-game they're just warriors. Like, why could we not just get more units? Games Workshop, please. I mean, I think we're probably getting a new unit off of the next kill team, but they're one of like the best designed armies apart from the rules when they first came out, but we're gonna ignore that. And they're just such cool models. I really wish we had more. It's all I want to say, really. I'll let you get back to the video now. Go back to the original off-white plus pink mixture to add an edge highlight. Now let's move on to the clothes. Take Thousand Suns blue and cover the trousers and arms with it. Then add in some Baccarat blue, or whatever light blue you have, and highlight the raised areas. Then do the same again, but covering less of the area using more of your light blue. Again, sorry this video took a while and is as long as it is, but I'm a slow painter and wanted to properly show off my paint job for these guys. I wanted to do justice for the really cool models, so I took a bit more time than I usually would. Let me know if you prefer this style of video where I'm doing like a whole unit and do time lapses of like me painting the whole things, or if you would rather I just focus in on one model and it'll be a lot shorter and it's just like you get to see the end result more quickly rather than the actual painting process. It took me a while to decide on what colour to make their belts, knee pads and gloves, but I eventually settled on a very light brown for the belts, for which I used Rakarth flesh, and I made the knee pads and gloves black, but highlighted with lines of blue to make them more interesting. Now, onto the heads. Even though it makes the painting process more annoying, I thought it would be a bit boring if they were all the same colour, so I used a variety of different skin tones, mixing each of the different colours into Bugman's Glow. I made one with an off-white for a really pale skin tone, one with Rakarth flesh, and one with Capchan flesh, and used more of whatever the lighter colour was for some basic highlights. And I did the very painful job of their eyes by covering them with black and adding a dot of off-white. Almost forgot to mention their beards as well. I did some ginger, some blonde, and one of each brown and grey. Onto the best part, the riches, or gold. I used this for all the rivets on the armour, as well as wherever I felt like it on the weapons, which means covering a lot of the area. Then I used Iron Warriors for the rest of the weapons and the tag bits, and added patches of Iron Hand steel on top of that to make it a bit less boring. To give the swords and axes a bit more intrigue, I thought I would make them some sort of energy weapon fueled by the determination and grudges of the dwarves. So first I put fluorescent pink straight on top of black on the blades, as it makes a really nice deep red which looks sort of crackly. Then I took Baharoth blue on the very edge of my smallest brush and tried to make it look like a random bolt of lightning coming from the middle of the weapon. Be very careful when you're doing this because you want the lightning to be quite thin, so take your time. And I think this makes for a really cool energy weapon design. Now for final details before the base. Cover the boots with Rhinox hide because I forgot to do it earlier, and apply slightly thinned Agvax Earthshade to the metals, except the gold, the belts, gloves, and the hair and boots. I decided to go for a marshy swamp type base here, so first put white down wherever you want the water, then cover that with Castellan green. Then add a bit of Auroch flesh into that green and cover the edges of what you have there already, leaving some of the dark green in the middle to give the illusion of depth. Then just cover with gloss varnish, apply a brown texture paste to the rest of the base, stick down a grass tuft, and don't forget to paint the rim black. And there you have it. Very bright, synthwave adjacent Space Dwarves. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.